license in 2010. I was 22 years old, fresh out of college. I actually started with Citywide, and now I'm with KW Elevate out of Strongsville. I'm engaged to my business partner, Michael Smith. He's the one in the middle there, and he is also my director of sales. And something I'm very proud of is that 95% of my business is sphere of influence and referrals, so past clients. And I'm very blessed that other agents send me referrals from all over the country, which is really cool. And then, of course, friends, family, all that good stuff. I am a member of MAPS Executive Coaching. I started with MAPS Coaching probably 3.5, almost 4 years ago. And that was definitely the biggest change in my business. I went from a $12 million producer to the team then went to right under 20 million. Last year, we did $35 million in sales. And then this year, we are $50,000 away from 40 million. No pressure in the next 2 weeks. Got to put something under contract so we can hit that number. And then
list your own house.
yeah, I'm like, we're buying an investment property. Like, you got to hit that number. And then I'm a fur mom to my chunky yellow lab Luna, who people know more about her than they do about my business. All my clients ask about her, which is funny. And then begrudgingly, I have a stepson, yellow or orange cat named Apollo. And I'm getting married next May. Yay. Thank you. So again, I said I want to make this interactive. Can we do like quick intro so I know who's in the room and just tell me how long you've been in real estate? I know some of you, but who wants to kick it off? Casey. Yeah.
I've been in real estate since 2013.
You didn't say your name.
Everybody knows me. I'm Casey Crawford.
You didn't say why you wanted to come to the class.
I wanted to come to the class to see you.
Oh, thank you.
That was me. Okay. My name is Janice Borders, and I've been an agent since 2019, so 2.5 years. And I've never done a client event, so I'm here to learn.
Awesome.
Yeah. My name's Kate. If you guys didn't know, Ahren was my rainmaker prior to coming to KW Living. So I had the pleasure of hosting some events with Ahren, and I truly think literally no one else in Northeast Ohio does it as good as Ahren. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you.
I'm London. I've been in real estate since last year, 2020.
Okay.
And I just want to learn about like how to show client appreciation. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm here.
Awesome.
Krista Washington, I had my license since 2002,
Mm.
and I just wanted to learn something new.
Awesome.
License 2017, and I'd just like to hear different types of events
Sure.
that are different so that people will want to come.
Okay.
Amanda Pullman, licensed since 2005, love client events, and I'm sure that's some awesome nuggets
Yeah.
to share. So I'd like to see you
Thanks for coming.
train with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Audrey Jenks. I've been in real estate for 5 years, licensed earlier this year. I've done client events, but I'm always looking to improve.
Katie. And I've been in real estate for a little over 7 years now. And I, of course, as Casey said, wanted to see you. But also I have never really done a client event or like considered what that would look like. So
Awesome. Well, nice to meet those of you that have to know this that I don't already know. And thank you for coming. Is anyone on Zoom? I don't know if I can see.
Kisa, can you hear us?
It's okay. Hi, Kitsa. All right. So kind of the objective of today.
Yes.
Oh, it's okay. Okay.
That's mine.
Got it. Okay. So database prep, you kind of have to know who you're inviting to your party or your event. So starting database is huge, as we all know. I'm a very transparent person, so I will admit that although I've been in the business going on 12 years, like my database has room for improvement. I recently hired a director of operations, and that is her complete initiative, is to overhaul our database, because I know that even though our team is very sphere heavy, we're certainly missing opportunities because we don't do enough with our database. I don't care if your database is an Excel sheet, which Kate and Casey and other people might have a different opinion, but I mean, you can pay all kinds of money for different database. Obviously, we're very lucky to have Command, but you need to use something that you are going to actually use. So I don't care if you have the most fancy database CRM in the world. If you're not using it, it doesn't matter. Relationship building with vendors, creating an annual event calendar, establishing a budget, marketing, RSVPing, my must-haves, reviews, follow-up. So some of this I will fly through and some of us will spend a little more time on. Okay. So again, everything I'm going to tell you today are not original thoughts that I came up with myself. Like a lot of it comes from my MAP coaching or what I've learned from other agents. And they're just things that I have failed forward and learned like what works for me. So ranking your database, we are actually transitioning everything into Command right now. So that is very helpful. And I know that you can do these things in Command because we just spent about 4 hours doing it on Tuesday. So everyone in our database is ranked with a letter. So you are an A+ client if someone sends you 2 or more referrals in a calendar year. So this may mean like, that does not mean they ever bought a house with you. If your mom is your biggest cheerleader and she's sending you referrals, you better believe she's an A+ client and she's still in your database. An A client means like they'll send you a referral 1 per year. They probably have bought or sold a house with you, but it's not, again, it's not necessary. B clients means they have bought or sold a house with you, would likely use you again, but maybe not like a guarantee that they would use you. They don't necessarily go out of their way to advocate business for you. But again, a lot of our past clients kind of live in that B column. And this is something like is always a work in progress. So these can change as they change their relationship with you. And some of the tips that I will go over today, the goal is of course to have as many A+ clients as possible. And you're kind of conditioning them to act a certain way with rewards. Or if they sent you a referral in the past, but it's been quite some time, also B client. And then C client means you've had an interaction with them, came to an open house, maybe a seller who moved out of town, no longer lives locally, have had some type of interaction over the phone, face-to-face, but it's unclear if they would use you again or send you a referral. And then we actually have D, which is D is, we like joke D for delete. Like we don't delete anyone out of our database, but we're really not doing much for them, maybe other than doing like an online mailer or something of that nature. Anybody else using any kind of like tagging systems or in ranking?
We use our top SOI, and those are the people that we really focus on for
Yeah.
like quarterly touches or monthly touches.
Perfect. Yes.
I don't do this, but we just heard something in bold on Tuesday that was a cool idea. Some people in their database that have like either bought within the past year or bought multiple properties, they get put into an MVP list.
Mhm.
So they get like exclusive things. And maybe the whole database gets them, but they get labeled as like the
Sure.
first to know. So that's a cool idea.
People love being loved on, and like I'm a very transparent person, but people love to help you. So sharing your goals, especially for some of the younger agents. I want to sell 20 homes my first year as a realtor. Make sure everyone in your database knows that because they want to help you get there. Any questions on this before I move along? Okay, it takes a village. Any area of life, it takes a village. So certainly is no difference with building your business. You know, I'm sure as agents, you have multiple lenders, title people they want to take you to lunch, maybe get coffee, get to know you, all well and good. But what I care the most about is my return on investment. My investment is my time. So if they are supporting my business, I want them to do it in a tangible, help me and sharing your vision to have that sphere of influence, you know, presence. So we have a list of preferred vendors. For most of our client events, we have found that maybe they don't necessarily want to share that spotlight. So we give them the option. If you want to be the sole lender at one of our client events, I like kind of like, you got to pay to play. So that means that we're going to ask for a pretty decent investment from you, because otherwise we need to ask more people to be there, which means you might not get as much face time or marketing ability. We have great relationship with a title company. I mean, who you're in business with matters. I would never put somebody in front of any one of my clients that I wouldn't feel comfortable with them taking care of my mom. Like they are part of your business, they are part of your team, and they are certainly part of your brand. So they need to be able to come, mingle. A lot of the people, once you start building repeat business, like they will have bought and sold homes with those people several times too. And in the title and lender world, like sometimes they don't get any other FaceTime with your clients other than these events. Home inspectors, you know, as per Ohio law, I believe you always should be giving out 3 recommendations anyway. So it's a great opportunity to have all of your people that you work with be there. And then miscellaneous contractors. So for our bigger events, we ask our photographer to come. We had our roofer come, handyman, insurance, like building your arsenal of people that you can refer. Helps with the financial burden of throwing a client event. Any questions on any of this? So this, I would also say, let me see if it's on my next slide. We'll get back to that in a minute. So types of events. Some of the stuff we have done, some of it is on our calendar for next year. So last February, we did like a Beat the Winter Blues self-love basket. There was a marble room gift card, there was a sacred hour spa gift card, some champagne, and we actually had people buy tickets. Because actually back in the day when Kate was on the team, we started like a nonprofit called Finding Homes for Everyone, where we donate money to the Cleveland APL, and the Art of Real Estate sponsors a kennel there. So I think the tickets were all $10 per ticket, using Eventbrite, which I will caution you that Eventbrite, when you're collecting money in exchange for goods, can be a little squirrely, so you might have to work through that. But we did raise over $1,000. And like we're using Eventbrite, like we just want your information. For all these events, like to be honest, like it's great if you show up, but I really just want your info and making sure that you're in my database. So we have lots of fields on the Eventbrite, which it can take a minute to sign up for something, but if I'm throwing an event, I want to make sure I have your name, your email address, your current address, which agent on my team you worked with. Like it's a little bit of a process. Yes, all the things. Aaron Chappelle on our team always jokes that like if you provide a Yeti, people just come out of the woodwork, and it is actually true. So we've done a Yeti cooler full of beer. This spring, we're going to do a green egg smoker. Like some of these are just giveaway type things. We've done coloring contests for kids, like trying to make it interactive. I always joke that I'm a little bit of like a modern day hippie. So our Earth Day this year, and like COVID, of course, has thrown some wrenches in our plans, but there's a local organization called the Green Girl Gang, and literally just going to parks and picking up bags of trash, and every photo that you put with like the hashtags that are necessary for our team to enter you in, like every bag of trash you collect enters you into winning a basket that maybe has like a nest or like some green home type things. And we depending on whether would do like a cookout. That one I'm pretty excited about, and I've been dreaming it up for quite some time, but my team thinks picking up trash maybe isn't the most like appealing, but I think it'll happen. Summer kickoff basket, like Christine Sowald in my office does this every year. She actually mails to her VIP clients like a beer like koozie with all her information on it, and just like informing them the summer kickoff basket's going to be coming up, and then she gets beer from local breweries, puts it in a Yeti cooler, of course, and says anyone that takes a picture, posts it on social media, tags her with a beer like in her koozie, that's their entry into her giveaway. So obviously, like all this has to be part of who you are and your personality and things that you like to do, being genuine to yourself. So I know it's a sensitive topic, but if you're not a beer drinker, don't do things based around beer. Like, why am I totally spacing of his name? There's a big KW guy, and Jason Abrams. Michael is like man crush. Yes, but his whole thing is like, there was a girl, and I always share this story, that her favorite thing to do was hang out at like a local, not like country club, but it was like a boating, and like she likes to drink beer and like smoke cigarettes. That was her jam. So she literally had branded lighters and beer openers, and she crushed it, and she sold this entire community. Like there was nothing really eloquent about her marketing. It was just who she was and what she liked to enjoy doing. So don't reinvent the wheel. In-person events, we've done trunk or treat, which I know is super popular. I know you guys do like an office trunk or treat here, don't you? Mm-hmm. I would say like we've done different things. Some of them are for clients, some we open to the public. Just brace yourself when you open it to the public. I mean, we had like 200 people. Our office could not even handle the influx of cars that were coming. So if you open it up and it's not just for your clients, just be prepared that if you're giving away free candy to kids, like They come in masses, which is awesome for your database, but maybe your people just prep them. Brown's Tailgate, which we do every year. I'll tell you about that. Easter egg hunt, pictures with Santa. It's stuff that's going on anyway. So just brand it to you and your team or your business.
We had, Janice, do you want to talk about ideas for the free party we came up with at Bold? If you don't want to put money into it, or do you want me to?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Denise doesn't want to share today,
Yeah.
but one idea we came up with on Tuesday too, if you don't want to spend any money at all, like you can get super creative and start calling restaurants now to reserve tables for Valentine's Day. And
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
like, because everybody always runs out of space at Valentine's Day or for New Year's Eve, you can start making reservations now and then raffle off like a seat for 4 at
Yeah, that's super cool.
X amount of restaurants. So even if you don't want to spend money, you can just get creative on things too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was like, was I even there? I don't even remember.
Yeah. You're like, I was there, but was I really there?
Right.
So these are some of the questions, like to dial it back, like to the logistics of the whole client party planning. Like, where is your business coming from? Like, is it truly SOI? Like, if you're just paying for online leads, which lots of people have built their business doing that, like they're probably not, I shouldn't say it's a limiting belief, but they might not be repeat business. So again, like my business is very heavily sphere of influence and past clients, but like maybe throwing like a client party isn't for you if you're someone that's just crushing it on Zillow and not necessarily looking for the repeat business. Tracking where you're getting your best return. So if you ever hire a business coach, I have a music degree, like I didn't even know how to log into Excel and now I'm like getting pretty good. Like you have to know your numbers. I think it's I don't want to say controversial topic, but you hear a lot in the real estate industry always talking about like GCI, like how much money you're grossing. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't care how much money I'm making on paper. I care about the number that's actually hitting my bank account. So if you're out here throwing these big elaborate parties and spending all this money, but you're not getting referrals from these events, like you're basically just lighting money on fire and stressing yourself out because these aren't easy things to plan either. So make sure that you are getting a return. In our like closed log, like we have a section, and why I know 95% of my business comes from, that's an actual number because we close out every single deal. Where did that deal come from? Who referred it to you? Did that person come to a client party? All has to be trackable. Do you know how much business you are sending your preferred vendors? This is something I'm very like cautious about. Like it's not fair to ask a loan officer to give you $500 for a client party and you've never sent them a deal. Unless you're again a new agent and you're just getting started, like sharing like, hey, of course I haven't sent you a deal because I haven't done one yet. But like you can't support other businesses, not sending them money and then expect them to support you. And being very like, they get hit up, obviously. Like they have other people they're working with as well. So showing gratitude for them and making sure in your events you're introducing, like we work with Cross Country a lot. They did a client party with us last Sunday. They pulled 2 refis just while they were at the event. So of course it was well worth their investment. So do you have a rock solid profit and loss? Again, this is something I'm very, very, can't stress this enough. You will literally put yourself out of business. I got licensed at 22. I went to family reunion. I did Bold. I did all the things because I was very excited and anxious, and I didn't make a penny my first year in real estate. So you have to know how much money you are spending, and certainly start with free. You don't have to go out and spend 10 grand on a client party. Do you know what % of your net income you should be investing back into leads for your business? This is a Gary Keller thing. Do you know what percentage of your income you're supposed to reinvest? 30%. Yes. So while I'm on my soapbox, I'll also say if any of you are ever starting to start teams, why it's a common flaw you also see in the industry is when people give these amazing splits and they're like, come be on my team and I'll give you a 95-5 split. Well, now you're in the hole because if you're truly reinvesting that money back into your team to provide more business, like you're not profitable. It's another way to really burn yourself out and end up outside of the industry. So, but you don't know those numbers unless you track them. You got to know your numbers. So these are just some examples. This was our COVID trunk or treat. All those people in the picture, those were all the vendors. So we have Erie U Title, we have Cross Country, we have AMCO, our team, of course, Luna.
Oh my God, the lion mane.
Yeah.
That is so cute.
So in-person must-haves, I didn't know this term until I joined KWYP, but does everyone know what a step and repeat is? Okay, so that step and repeat, I think actually Kate probably bought it for us at the time, but like best money I've ever spent because it's a big backdrop. It says Art of Real Estate all over it. Probably should also say Keller Williams Elevate, but don't turn me in. But it becomes an awesome backdrop, and that is free marketing. Everyone's taking photos in front of that thing at every single event, and it's awesome. We also bought like a red carpet we put out in front of it. I don't even think it was that expensive, probably $200 ish.
Yeah, 350.
Okay, that's why gotta know your numbers. Designated photographer, either hire someone or designate a team member. Like, don't throw a big event and then it's all over and you're like, well, shit, I didn't take a single photo. It sounds silly, but like, you're gonna be overwhelmed no matter what. Like, your face hurts from smiling. Like, it takes a lot out of you. So make sure you're properly delegating. And if you think of some of these things up front, then you're not as stressed in the moment.
Does anyone know who Christine Stowell is from Elevate? She was actually just at a business planning clinic yesterday with us, and she was saying she threw a client party and it was the single worst thing that's ever happened. Like,
Oh
two
my
people showed
God.
up. It was the most freezing day of the year. The permits weren't pulled correctly. It was horrible. It was a disaster. And she said the only thing that made it better is she took so many photos and she posted it all online, and everybody that was at home because it was too cold thought it was a massive success
Yeah.
because there's pictures online. So even if it's like a really big fail
Sure.
in your eyes, for everybody else that didn't go or saw it on social media, they thought it was amazing. So I love the designated photographer. I feel like that's like.
I mean,
number
again,
one.
it could be if you want to bring a friend that's just like, listen, I need you to walk around with your
Your mom,
iPhone and
your
snap
dad.
photos. If you have someone that's your real estate photographer, like, you're obviously sending them a good chunk of business every year, like, they should support you, but it can, this last event, our photographer wasn't able to make it and we did it all on iPhone. That was fine. So the check-in system, so Eventbrite, is Bright spelled ITE?
ITE.
Okay, it's like about to be a blonde moment, but so having a check-in system, that was probably one of our biggest, like, I wouldn't say a fail, but at our last client event, everyone came at the same time and it was just like, we didn't have the manpower to check everyone in. And then when we were doing raffles and whatnot, like, I didn't even know if they were there. But Eventbrite is super easy for client events and capturing that information. And I then give all those sign-ins to our admin and she makes sure they're all in our database. So don't just not, I mean, the Facebook, like, RSVPing is cool, but it's not going to capture the info. And people say, yes, they're coming to events on Facebook all the time and then don't show up. So I like Eventbrite. But if you have an Excel sheet, like, again, ask your family to help you, but you want to know who actually showed up and how do you track if it was a success if you don't know, again, your numbers. Entertainment for all ages. So I'll give you his info. We just did our party and we had this balloon artist and he was a little pricey, but it's the best money I ever spent. Like, this guy made the most elaborate balloon animals. His name's like Danimal, literally animal with a D in front. He also does, he told me adult parties, which I don't know what that means for balloon stuff,
gosh.
but like, he was a hit. And he can, like, if clowns are a creepy thing for you, he can tone it down, but it kept the kids, like, we did the tailgate, which was at a Wild Eagle Saloon in Broadview Heights. The kids were able to go and do their thing and parents were able to enjoy adult beverages and we were all in a contained space and it was really cool, but I'll talk more about that event in a minute. But you can do face painting, teenagers, cornhole, Jenga, just making sure, like, people aren't going to stay at your event if there's not something for everybody to do. And it's okay if it's open house style and they come in and say, thank you, grab whatever you're giving away and leave, that's okay too. But if you want people to stay and hang out, you can't, like, if the kids start freaking out, they're going to go home. So no matter what your event is, having a plan B. So again, the event we just did last Sunday, thank God, of course it was inside, but we hosted it at a bar. They had a big private room. If you've ever been to the Wild Eagle Saloon, it was awesome, except you don't know what you don't know, that we were broadcasting the Browns game and it was direct TV and we got hit by a blizzard and it knocked out all the TVs. So we had to quickly log into YouTube TV on someone's phone and, like, the game was awful. So we just turned it off anyway, but, like, trying to think ahead of things of, like, okay, what could go wrong and having backup plans, and it was fine, but technology is what it is. And then if you're going to give food, make sure you have, like, options and variety. Okay, so this,
Good morning, happy
Oh, I don't know
Monday.
if
Erin
you'll
and
be able to
Michael
hear
here from Ahren Real Estate with Keller Williams Elevate.
can you guys hear?
We wanted to take a second to talk to you about the fundraiser that we are doing, the raffle that we have going on this week. We will be raffling off $200 to Sacred Hour Wellness Spa located in Rocky River and Lakewood, as well as
Obviously,
A
it's
$200 gift card to Marble Room Steakhouse Raw Bar in downtown Cleveland.
we also have champagne floats, a bottle of champagne. As many of you know, my mom owns a healthy living shop out in Grafton, so we have some goodies from there, bath bombs, candles, as well as a gift card. So well over $500 in value. And the reason we are doing this is because we would like to raise as much money as possible for the Cleveland APL.
And for those of you who don't know what Cleveland APL is, it stands for Animal Protective League. They do anything from housing dogs, cats. They even got some crazy stories about some alligators, chickens. And it's a great cause that we've been lucky enough to support now for well over a year.
Yep, we sponsor a kennel there and just try to raise as much money through small donations via our commission checks and both fundraisers like this over the course of the year. And it's definitely our passion project. So go ahead. Of course, we're going to put the link for the Eventbrite to buy your ticket. They're only $5. We've sold over 85 tickets so far. We're really excited about this. So we encourage you to get your ticket today. Thank you.
So why I show that like somewhat embarrassing video is just to show you, like I did that on my phone. It took me 30 seconds, whatever. Like it does not have to be crazy. You do not have to hire a videographer. Like there are certainly teams that are way better at this stuff, but just get over your limiting beliefs and your fears and just put it out there. I think we had over 2,000 views on that. So even if somebody didn't actually participate, it's still getting the Art of Real Estate's name out there and staying relevant. Has anybody else posted or done anything like fundraiser wise or tried anything that you want to share? Any big success? I'm happy to learn too. So I'm not going to play this one, but basically that's my home office and I just set like the drawing. So like when you can upload, there's tons of apps. Every applicant that signs up, it does like a spinner little wheel and you can broadcast it like that. You don't have to sit there and cut up everyone's name and put it in a hat and draw. Like technology is your friend. So, and it was really cool because some of our best friends won. So we got to go to Marble Room with them. This next video, this is what I think it is. Hopefully it'll play. This one's cool. So this is our first like big client event. We did go all out and had a video made. This is when Kate was still on the team. We had drawings for the kids, obviously, beverages for the adults, tons of food. Now their first event pre-COVID, we had over 100 people come. Delegates. this photo. So this is for our VIP. So like I already said, using the, having your, when you rank your database, we do extra stuff for our A+ people. So full disclosure, this was a pain in the butt. It was a ton of fun, but it took way too much time. So you have to fail forward. You'll learn how to leverage things. Like in hindsight, I probably could have paid a young high school or college kid $10 an hour to do some of this for me. It literally took a whole day, but it was fun. So back during, COVID, obviously a lot of people weren't comfortable getting together. So for our A+ people, we did a pot buy. That is a $2 bottle of wine. So probably also gave them an unfortunate hangover, but it's the thought that counts. That's from Aldi's. It's probably gross, but it's the visual. We had custom wine labels made that said, I think it was like trick or treat survival juice. It was before Halloween. We put a big body balloon on it and a thank you card thanking them for all the referrals they sent us in the year. And we like ding dong ditched them like kids, like literally like sprinting up their driveway, dropping it on their front porch, hitting the doorbell and running away. And I probably had 25 people that were, of course, were gushing, posting us on social media. It was really fun. I'm just like a nomad and cover like an hour-and-a-half territory. So it took me a whole day like to drive from house to house. So you got to work out some of the kinks, but it was super fun. We didn't do it this year just because, again, it was a pain in the butt. But especially if you have only 5 people that are loving on you at that point in time, like you can do some extra stuff for them. But I would encourage you, as your business grows, you're going to have to figure out how to scale it for your sanity. So this is another thing too to think about. Like even if someone sends you a referral and they don't buy a house, you want to thank them for the opportunity. Like they still were thinking of you, and you want to encourage that behavior to keep happening. So thanks a latte. I know that there are, I don't know about the website up front, if someone else knows it, like you can make custom Starbucks, like plastic gift cards that have $5 on them and brand them to your business. And if they send you a referral, mailing them a card with a $5 gift card saying thanks a lot, which I know is like slightly cheesy. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Yeah, there's tons of different stuff that you can do, but this is something like you really do have to be disciplined, because if someone sends you a referral and you don't thank them, like they may never send you a referral again. So extra recognition, like at our client events, like we have talked about what would we do differently in the future. We probably would do like a VIP table. You want people to know, like these guys are getting an extra gift because they sent us referrals. Like because next year they're gonna be like, oh, well, when I come to this client get party, like I want to make sure I'm getting that extra recognition. So whatever it may be, if it is a bottle of wine or I don't know, you guys are probably more creative than me, but something to think of that you can show them extra love at your event. Pie giveaways are super common. I know Kate mentioned some of the people that here do that. You guys actually, Kate did this during COVID, like the front porch, like family pics. Like how cool is that if you could do that for your client? Lottery tickets, we do kind of like the thanks a lot. Like we're so lucky to have you as our business partner. I actually found out, I think it's illegal to mail lottery cards, but until, yeah, it's fine. Hopefully you're making lots of money off of referrals. So if you have to pay a fine, you've got the money still. I'm going to do it until I get in trouble. And of course, like the easiest, cheapest way is social media recognition. Like everyone loves a pat on the back. So thank you so much, blah, 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 for sending me a referral. I can't wait to take care of your clients. And this, again, is all stuff that we do for our VIP. Just some pictures. So that Yeti cooler, again, if you bring a Yeti cooler, your event will be a success, I promise. That was completely donated by Cross Country Mortgage. If you showed up, that was one entry into a drawing, and at halftime we pulled a drawing. We raffled off the Yeti cooler. Your review title did like $150 Visa gift card. Like again, like all this stuff made us look so much cooler than we are. I didn't donate any of this. Like we got to give away all this cool stuff, and I didn't invest a penny. The step and repeat, making it family friendly, like that's the balloon guy, obviously, that he made it. And we even got photos, like that one in the upper right, like that's my friend's son, and he was living his best life. And it was just really cool to get a text message like, thank you so much. We don't get out of the house a lot anymore. Kids are completely wiped and you had a great event. And then like, if you have a good relationship with them, like you can screenshot that text and put it on social media. Like it's really like free and easy marketing. And that event, I think as a total cost close to $10,000. The Art of Real Estate, we were like $1,500. So that was put on largely by the people that supported us throughout the year, right? It's not always cheap. And like, remember, I've been doing this going on 12 years now, and it's taken me this long to get to this point. So certainly start with the free stuff in the beginning. So post-party follow-up is probably the most important part. No matter what you do, like I said, that $10,000, I should just light it on fire if I'm not going to call everyone and thank them for coming to my event. Ask for feedback. What did you like about the event? Like, what could we do better next time? Do you have, like, they want to be involved because they want to come to a fun party. Confirm like there have been no changes to their contact info. So that's a great time. Like, hey, like we really work a lot in our database. I want to make sure you haven't changed your email address, or obviously if you're talking on the phone, I would say they probably haven't changed their phone number, but just updating that information, or if you can see there's any information that's missing. And honestly, like ask for a referral. Hey, by the way, I'm sure you saw, like we have some perks for being a VIP member of our referral network. We're always looking to, do more business. The best thank you we can get is a referral. If you know anyone looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, like please think of me. And then why like planning ahead of time, let them know about future events. So right now, sit down and start working on what you're going to do in 2022 and have that built out ahead of time, because then you can let them know about the next event 2 months before it's going to happen. I think like seasonal burnout is just a reality of our business. So everyone's probably feeling a little like, okay, I just want to kick my feet up underneath the Christmas tree. But this is stuff you can do in your jammies, like sitting at home. So start small. Like we always just do a raffle in the first quarter because we know we're not going to, seasonal depression's real. It's dark, it's gray. You're not going to maybe feel like putting on and going out and seeing 100 people. But just with anything that you can raffle, give off, I mean, you could do it for free. You don't have to charge them money. But yeah, and then ramping up throughout the year, but I would try to build as much of your calendar as far in advance, and your vendors will appreciate it too, because they're building their budgets. So like one of the things we realized, if you wait until October, November, like, hey, we're going to throw a party for, I know Jose Medina always does, he rents a movie theater, and Ed Huck does this too. They rent movie theaters and they'll play a Christmas movie. But if you wait until end of November, December to say, hey, by the way, can you give me $2,000 for this client party? They're like, sorry, like our budget's spent for the year. So try to give your vendors as much notice as possible. So one thing that we're working on right now, Thomas Elrod is a top 50 team with Keller Williams. I don't even remember where he's out of, but his team has 1,000 5-star Google reviews. So we used to live in Zillow. We have like 150 5-star reviews, but obviously, they're a monster. So we're trying to get away from Zillow a little bit, and we're switching over to Google as our platform. Of course, you can do Facebook, whatever you want to do your reviews. At our client parties, we've started having like an iPad or a laptop on hand. And on the spot, we say, hey, if you're willing to give us a 5-star review, here's a raffle ticket. We're going to raffle off something separately to boost those reviews.
I love that you said a 5-star review.
Oh yeah, no, you cannot give me a 4-star and think you're getting my raffle. Yes, it has to be a 5-star. And I think we literally just started and we're up to like 42 5-star reviews from last week. So most people are like, yep, sure, sounds good, no problem. But that's increasing your search engine optimization. And like, that's a higher chance that you're gonna get an online lead that you don't even know where the heck it came from.
Is it easy for them to go into Google, or do you have it like up for them?
So I've found that although we have like the opportunity of like, here's your laptop, we certainly, especially if they're older, like we'll guide them through it, but it's easier if you just go on your personal phone and do it that way, and we can just send them the link. So that's the easiest way to do it. But like if my grandma shows up, I'm probably like prompting her and basically giving myself a 5-star review. Like,
so if you have your iPad and your guests are coming in and you ask for a 5-star review, here's a laptop you could do it on, or a iPad. Do you have like Google up
Yeah, so there was a link and I just like whatever it takes prompts you to that page that they can click on it. You probably have to back out of it once someone submits a review and then keep bringing it up. But yeah, the easier you can make it for them. Because I actually, it's funny, I have a 5-star review that's for like a financial advisor on my page. And I'm like, clearly you're trying to write this for somebody else, like incorrectly like logged in. But the more idiot proof not to be mean, you can make it better.
It's nice on the phone because they're already logged into their Google. So if you do it on the iPad, then it just requires they remember the password. So that's better.
A lot of people won't know that though. Don't you?
Potentially, given the demographic. They
Yeah.
might not.
I wonder if you could do like a QR code to help them.
Now you're just, it took me like 4 hours to make this Canva presentation. Like, you're way over my pay grade, but yes, I'm sure there's a way more tech friendly way to do it.
So, yeah, like a QR code, they
But they could
did
scan
that
and
and
do
it
all
goes
that.
right there.
The cool part with Google is that the review shows up almost instantly, whereas Zillow, it like takes almost 24 hours to see that review because I think they like monitor what's being said. But Google will show up right away, so you'll know that they actually did the review so that you can enter them to your
It
referrals.
does. It shows up right away.
Yes. So our goal is before the year starts to get up to 100, but again, like Thomas Elrod, they have over 1,000, which is wild. And that again, doesn't have to be someone that bought or sold a house for you. Like we've even had some of, like I have a great friend that's at Russell and I was like, hey Dave, can you submit a 5-star review and say I'm a great co-broke and you love working with me? Or I have my lenders on there. Like we love being in business with Ahren. The other tips with the Google reviews, they said, make sure that they say like your name and trying to mention again, like the art of real estate, because it's just more times that your business and name are being mentioned, which means higher chance it's going to show up on a search engine. So in the closing notes, and then we can just do like quick chat and informal here. I don't even know what time it is, but leverage, like again, it takes a village. Like please don't try to throw some crazy event right out of the gate. You're going to get discouraged, you're going to get burnt out, and you're going to maybe have a pristine experience and not ever want to do it again. So start small, have some success, and then ramp it up. And please like ask for help, friends, family, like even like you could totally, if you have a great relationship with another agent, like it doesn't mean that you can't split a client event with another, you know, person in the office. And some of it's just like practicing, see what works. Like there probably will be some events that are not as successful as others, and that's okay. Resources, like I am a big Pinterest person, so you can go even on Pinterest and look up client parties. There are some awesome Facebook groups. Do not reinvent the wheel. Don't spend 2 weeks like trying to think of a super never done before event. Like see what's worked for other people, rip off and duplicate. Like that's one of the best parts of being a Keller Williams agent is that we're pretty much open books and anyone's willing to help you. And then my contact info, if you want to take it down, I'm more than happy to help or offer advice or tell you things that I've done wrong. And chances are I might delegate you to my admin because she will probably know more than I do. But that's really it. Any questions for me?
So good. So good.
Thanks. I think like my biggest things are, again, the leverage, the staying true to yourself, like take things that you like to do anyway, and then somehow try to turn it into, all right, I'm going to invite people to do this with me, or piggyback off of an event that's already taking place. I think the ad hoc team does go to an actual tailgate, like in the Muni lot. And that's probably a little bit too much for me.
Yeah.
But if that's your thing and you're a diehard Browns fan, like go to a Browns game, like do it. I mean, Joe Dirks with Remax, I know he does huge Easter egg hunt. That's easy. Like go to a park, hide a bunch of Easter eggs, have someone come dress up as an Easter bunny, and people will come do free stuff with their kids. Are there any other events that you guys like? CJ's team, and are you doing anything
I'm
cool?
doing my pie event
Yeah.
this week coming up.
That's awesome.
And
How many
doing a
people
little-
do you think?
Doing a little bit of different.
Okay,
Tomorrow is the cutoff of the count.
okay.
I'm actually having it at my house instead of
Oh,
here.
okay.
So the number is a little bit lower because I live further out.
Sure.
Which is fine, because I
Yeah.
don't want all these people in my house.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it. I normally have like 80 people.
That's awesome.
But I think I'm probably gonna only have like 25 and under, which
Sure.
again, I'm
Cool.
good with that.
Yeah.
It's the touch. which is nice. And a lot of people are traveling because they feel they can leave now and travel.
Mhm.
So I'm like, this is just, and then today someone texts and says, I want to pay it forward. I can't come out.
Oh,
Can you
you
give
get
it to this person? And this person actually lives on my street. And it's a older couple and stuff. So I'll get people to do that, which is really cool.
That's cool.
I don't know if I'm going to after, maybe after this, I might go into my office and find the labels, and I have everything already created. So I've been, this is probably my 8th year doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
And people
just-
probably like, oh, I'm not gonna go buy a pie because I know that she's gonna have her
Mhm.
pie giveaway
Yes.
this year and they count on it. Yeah.
So
That's
that's,
awesome.
but it's gonna be different. It's gonna be like, do I have a sign up? I like the Google review though, which is.
Yeah,
kinda
while you're at
cool.
my house, like, just
Yes,
give me your
and then
5-star
we can
review.
help them and I can practice how to do.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really,
like, I gotta practice myself how to do it and then just guide them because that'll help.
yeah, it's not
I
bad.
like that little tip right there.
For pies, I just heard somebody, it's actually Jose Medina's team does it at 4th of July instead, and I think they pick like cherry or strawberry or
Yes.
blueberry, and I like that because it's separate than like everybody getting the Thanksgiving pie. too.
And I do, yeah,
That's a good idea.
I like that idea.
Just maybe like, don't be the agent that sends like the setback or clock, like, you know, like you've already get that 400 times. Like if you work with cross country, I was joking, like I think I literally had like 10 cross country like blenders that all
Yes.
sent the same email like in a row. Like you do want to try to like, don't reinvent the wheel and maybe don't do exactly the same thing. that
Even
somebody else is
those things happen automatically now, so.
Yeah, I know you did not send this to me.
Well, no, it's like your
Oh,
clock
your
sets
phone
back
does it.
on its own.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really have to
Sure.
let me know.
Right, sure, except for my old school.
Most people don't have clocks in their houses
I
anymore. They
know.
just go by. you know.
Right,
I know, like when
everything's
we
digital.
worked together, Erin, one thing we always were so obsessed with doing or never got to do was like a big dog party. So like
Yeah.
going to a dog park and literally inviting people's dogs to come, that's
Yeah.
like free and cute.
Yeah.
But same thing with kids, you're right, like just organizing a big play date somewhere.
Yeah.
So fun.
I have a question kind
Yes,
of
ma'am.
around that topic. Have you ever planned an event that was outside that you knew there was a possibility you'd have to do a rain date? How did that go for you and how did you prepare for that?
I have not actually encountered an event yet where I'm very nervous about Ohio weather for good reason, obviously. So I haven't, and I'm sure it's happened. And like again with like Joe's Easter egg hunt, I would imagine he has an indoor backup. Or you have a rain out date where maybe in the beginning you're at, okay, this is our date number 1. If it doesn't work out, here's date number 2. And if it rains twice, I guess like
Happened at my wedding.
I remember. I remember.
Not great.
And it was still fun. So.
So fun.
And honestly, like the event, I will not diminish that it's very important, but the lead up and follow up is like 10 times more important than the event. Like people just seeing what you're doing on social media, like it is almost you're gonna feel like it's obnoxious slightly, but like countdown to the event, posting what's coming. Oh, we have 100 people already signed up. Oh, we have this, or this. All those updates, like you're still subliminally telling everyone, I'm a realtor, I'm a realtor, I'm a realtor, and you're doing it in a tactful way more so than like, hey, you want to buy a house? Like it's
Yeah.
just like staying top of mind. So it's just marketing.
Since you're using Eventbrite, are you still posting an event on Facebook and then telling people you have to register through Eventbrite?
Yes,
Yeah.
so I just throw a lot at the wall and see what sticks, and like I mean, realtors were like the worst ones with this is like, okay, hello, like we're 2 days away, are you gonna sign up? So you do have to like, people that would usually come to an event, like I find the personal invite, if you just blast email them or just post on Facebook, you're gonna get some signups, but we literally copied and pasted a script, texted the link to Eventbrite out and sent individual messages, which is a little tedious, but it's your highest return of, hey, I'd love to see you. We're throwing this event, like bring mom and dad, like making it a little more personal. They're more likely to sign up than if they just see a link floating around on Facebook. But we did do a group
Yeah.
too.
So I call, I email goes out first, then I call, then I text.
Yeah.
It's like those 3 things,
Yes.
but the finished one is calling them back up and thanking them.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, that's, I think, like the
Then-
cherry on top.
Yeah.
And like the feedback of like, what could I do to
How
make
was
it
your
better?
Thanksgiving or how, and then say, what did you think of it? How, they're gonna say, some people are gonna say it's kind of far, but. I
Yeah.
can hear that,
It's
and then-
just a,
It's okay.
yeah, it's just a touch. Like you're just staying top of mind.
Interesting.
Cool. Thanks everyone for coming. Oh, that was easy peasy.
Thank you, Keitsa. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.